Alright, so this is it, guys. This is the project car. This is my 1960 XK Ford Falcon, Australian produced car. This is what we're going to be doing the build series on, possibly over the coming year. Original motor and gearbox came with the car. It was purchased as a project, so obviously it's been parted out and had some fairly extensive panel and bodywork done to it. As we can probably see, it's reasonably straight. I mean, it's still got a little bit of work required here and there. I mean, the bonnet's, it's pretty much ready to go. It's not on hinges, but so as you can see, the engine bay has been stripped out, strut towers have been disassembled, wiring harness and so forth has been stripped and removed. Got boxes of stuff everywhere that came with the car. As far as I was aware, or at least what I've been told when I bought the vehicle, it came as a complete car, basically ready for paint and reassembly. That doesn't really apply to us, seems we're going to be doing a bit of a drivetrain conversion. What we're looking at doing, there we go, we got a bit more of the interior in there. So we got the original seats, the glass, fascia, a few other items. I'm sure there's a lot of stuff missing, but anyway, there you go, some more junk. The boot, chrome trimmings. As we can see, the car was originally red. I mean, it's not going to stay that way. I don't think I'm going to paint it back in the original colour. So, what we're planning on doing, obviously, is a bit of an elaborate build. I'm thinking of upgrading the drivetrain, just the entire running gear, in fact. I'm going to look at maybe doing an XR6 turbo complete drivetrain swap. So, we're looking at all the running gear, motor, gearbox, diff, possibly IRS rear end. I'd like to do that where possible, if I can. It's going to require some fairly extensive engineering, of course. That's nothing that's out of my skill set I can possibly manage. It'll be the fabrication which will be on the interesting side, but we can get there. It's doable. We know it's been done. So the idea of it will be to use as much of the factory components from the XR6 Turbo as possible. So I want to make the car a complete driver car. So it's not only going to be just a daily driver, it may be something that I can take on the track when I want, or down the drag strip. Can do basically everything and anything, an all-rounder, but have complete reliability, air conditioning, stereo, the works. ABS brakes, all sorts of stuff, all the goodies. Yeah, anyway. Bit of a shot of the interior, bugs and so forth starting to move in. At this point, just trying to acquire, or at least part out, a few of the items that I need. I will hopefully be getting a bit of a donor car at some point in the coming weeks or month or so, as soon as this crappy weather clears up, hopefully. It's raining at the moment, so probably a good time to be out in the back shed. So as I was saying, the car is reasonably complete. We've got all of the running and driving gear by the looks of things. Yeah, so I guess the next thing is maybe I want to strip off all the hanging panels. Although they do look good, I haven't been able to find any rust anywhere in this thing, especially in any of the wheel arches or the guards. It has been painted over though, so we don't really know what's there. So I think the next step, at least for this thing, until I get the donor vehicle, is to maybe start stripping off the hanging panels and setting them aside. I mean, that's probably going to be the safest option anyway, to avoid any damages to them whilst we're doing any works and so forth to it. So, yeah. Have a quick look inside here, shall we? As soon as I can. Oh, so I don't know if you guys can see down in there very well, but there's a little bit of rubbish, but it doesn't appear to have had any significant rust remaining in there. Now we've got some of the original bracing and strutting. I'm gonna have to get a light down there. It doesn't really look as though it's had any. That looks like it might be skinned. Might have had a replacement skin through it. I don't know, but either way, it looks good. It looks solid, but we will find out. So we've got all the original glass and so forth in under here, front and rear windscreen. Looks as though it's still got the original heater box in it. I haven't stuck my head in there to see if it's got all the internals there. I mean, it's got the original glove box, or at least some aftermarket form. But this is the stuff that we need to look into here. Mounting points and so forth. It looks as though it's been a panel-on respray for this part. I mean, we can see a little bit of overspray here and there, but yes, looks to be a bit of a, as you can probably tell by the boot at least. I do love the body styling of these original old Falcons. This will be my first Falcon. I've had some old Holdens and worked on a couple of the old classic cars before, belonging to myself and family and friends. See a few little touch-ups in the engine bay, but it looks like they're just patched holes. Possibly. Oh, is that a bit of rust? There we go, guys. The one hole I could find. That's not too bad. I'll get a better look at that once I strip this front right fender off. That'll be an easy one to replace at least. I don't know whether I can see that in the engine bay. I don't know whether that's going into the plenum or not, but from what I could see, the plenum looks fairly rust-free. I mean, it's got a little bit of overspray and some dust and dirt and crap in it. Oh, I can see it's actually got, I don't know whether you guys can see in there, you can see a bit of dirt and grit. It looks like it's actually been sandblasted before. So it does look like a bit of residual sandblasting grain. There you go, you can see it there. So I think this car has actually had a complete sandblast and recoat, which is probably a good sign. It means any unforeseen items or any unforeseen rust or stuff that we can't see at the moment, it's probably been rid of. I think we've got a good base point here. The bodywork's primarily done. I mean, we were going to have to do a lot of maybe chassis work and structural bracing. I'm not sure at this point as to how I'm going to brace it, as to whether maybe I go through and weld the whole chassis. So go through and strip weld, lay bead welds along every panel join, just to give it a bit of structural rigidity, a bit of torsional rigidity. I haven't looked into whether or not I can get a roll cage, something discreet. I mean, I could possibly get something to come up the A-pillars on the inner sides, but I don't want it to look non-factory. So that's going to be the goal here, is to make a bit of a sleeper, but it'll be in a presentable, almost show condition form. So we're going to go for a complete respray and a ground up rebuild. Alright, well that just about sums it up, I guess, guys. This will be the starting point. I hope you found this video somewhat entertaining. And I intend to try and document everything I can, or any modifications I do to the vehicle, whether it be engineering wise, installation and modification, all the nitty gritty stuff, maybe the panel work. I might come back later and start stripping off some of these panels and have a look. I'll try and film a bit of that for you guys as well, at least if I discover anything. Yeah, I guess I'll leave it for now, and hopefully I can have some more entertaining videos in the future. Thanks guys, see you next time.